Yeah, what up, y'all? The screen you're looking at, this is free agency in wit, so this is nothing I want to talk about. I just got it on this screen so I could just check a look at what's up here as I talk. But the uh the first thing I want to say is the whole poll thing we put up of possible free agency and draft tonight. It was only just to see, what the temperature of the room was. At if you had 30 guys vote on that poll, you know what I mean? If tonight would have won, if it was close, I still wouldn't have did it tonight. I only would have did the draft and everything tonight if tonight would have dominated. Let's say, like, out of 30 guys that voted, if it would have been like 20 said tonight and 10 said tomorrow, or 22 said tonight, 8 said tomorrow. But once you start talking, 16, 14, 17, 13, that's too close. So I wouldn't have did it. But I just didn't want to assume. You understand? I just didn't want to assume that we can do it tonight, or assume that because people said that the draft was still messed up, that it meant that we could wait or just do it. So, you know what? Instead of me assuming, let me let the league speak. And being that it was a close race, once it was close, it didn't matter which one won. We was going to stay with the original plan, which was tomorrow. But it's only right because, if you started off initially telling people one thing, it's always good to stay with that, unless you put another poll out there like we did, and then you see it's flooding in that everybody's pretty much saying, nah, go ahead and do it tonight. Then it's a different ballgame, But that was the thing. That was the thing as far as that. It wasn't nothing more, nothing less than what I just said. That's all it was. We just was gonna test the water and see what was what. And like I said, the only way we did it tonight, if tonight would have dominated. Now, what I want to get into as far as what I want to bring to the leagues, and I don't know if I'm gonna continue to do this, but I know this upcoming season I'm gonna do it. And I started to do something for game of the week, right? But y'all know I don't like to just cater to one group of guys. You know what I mean? It's two things I want to introduce, but I'm going over this first. I don't like to just cater to the same group of guys. Y'all know I am not about making the strong stronger and the weak weaker. If anything, I'm looking to make the weak stronger, more than the people that's already strong. You know what I mean? So when I come up with stuff, I come up with stuff to try to that's something that everybody could benefit from, you know. And what I'm going to do is, for this upcoming season, everybody that's scheduled for, like I said, I was going to do game of the week. I was going to say, yo, guys that's involved in game of the weeks, you get a couple of attribute points. That's it. We're not giving nobody no upgrades because, I'm not here to turn nobody team into a Pro Bowl team. You understand? This is just me just trying to do a little something, but a little something is better than nothing. So I started originally to say, people that's involved in game of the weeks, get something. But then I realized, people that's involved in game of the week, you might have one guy involved in game of the week 3 weeks straight, depending on what's on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to just continue to do that. So what I decided to do to counter my original plan was, for this upcoming season, again, I want to see how I go. I might stay with it, but one thing about me, I'm never scared to try something. So this upcoming season, what I'm going to do is, everybody that's involved in a Monday night game, you will be entitled to get attributes for winning that game. You know what I mean? That's what I decided to do. So on the upcoming schedule, whoever's involved in a Monday night game, and everybody gets a Monday night game, if I'm not mistaken, you know, at least most of the teams anyway. So I feel like that's pretty. That's better than just saying if you're involved in game of the week, because game of the week, you constantly looking at the best records, you know, to make that a game of the week. So I said, you know, at least this upcoming season, again, don't know if I'm going to stay with it, but for this upcoming season, anybody that's involved in the Monday night, the winner of the Monday night game will get a couple of attribute points. And when I say a couple, I mean a couple, not nothing crazy. You know, we ain't trying to, you know, build nobody team up through little stuff that I come up with. You know what I'm saying? So it's just very, very little. And the other thing that I want to do is we're gonna bring the gambling aspect to the league, and not gambling for money, gambling for, you know, just attribute points. And what I mean is, you know, we're gonna do the 6 for 6. You know, if again, this ain't gambling for money, this is gambling for attribute points. Every week you get to pick 6 teams that you feel like is going to win. If you get them right, no spreads, just winners. If you get them all right, you get a couple attribute points. If you lose a couple of attribute points. You know what I mean? So we're going to bring the little gambling aspect to the league. And again, not gambling with money, gambling with attribute points. So, you know, it's just a little matter of you testing, you know, your gambling skills. You know what I mean? If you feel like you could pick 6 winners, you know, then go for it. You know what I'm saying? But it's called 6 for 6 for a reason. Meaning the 6 teams that you pick to win, they all gotta win. And if you get them all right, you get a couple attribute points. But if you get one wrong, that's it, you lose. And you lose a couple attribute points. Now, how much points, I don't know yet. You know what I mean? I'll talk it over with my commissioners to see exactly how I want to do it. But, you know, so we're going to bring the Monday night thing into effect, and we're going to bring the gambling aspect into effect. But again, we're not gambling with money. We're gambling with attribute points. So anybody that feels like they could pick 6 winners, you know, go for it, you know. And again, if you get all 6 of them right, remember, 6 for 6 means if you pick 6 teams, all six of those teams has to win. I don't care if you go 5 out of 6. If you go 5 out of 6, you lose, and now you lose attribute points. Just something to consider moving forward. You know what I mean? So we're just trying to bring a little gambling. We're trying to bring, you know, Vegas to the leagues. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gambling with no money. We going to gamble with the attribute points. So those are the 2 things that I decided to bring. And again, will it stay? I don't know, but I feel like it's something to test out. Yeah, again, I'm not scared to try anything. And you know, just to bring different aspects of stuff to leagues, you know. So again, on this upcoming season, if you're involved in a Monday night game, the winner gets a couple of attribute points. You know, I can't say both of y'all because that's just the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Just the schedule. I can't reward you just for being involved in a Monday night game because that's on the schedule. But Monday night games, as y'all know, are primetime games. So, you know, I say the winner will get a couple of attribute points. And this, at least this way, you might get 2 teams playing each other that's under 500 on the Monday nighter. And I feel like that's better than me picking game of the week. Because if I'm just picking game of the week, you know, then it's only going to be top guys. And I don't think that's really fair to bottom guys. And again, I'm not about making the rich richer. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep this thing at a level, even playing field as much as I can. Now, if you just so happen not to have a game schedule on a Monday night, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I can't appease everybody, you know, every way. You know what I mean? And then who knows? Maybe next season I'll do Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But for this upcoming season, we're going to start with Monday night. So when you look up, check your schedule, and I know one thing for sure: if you do play on a Monday night, you only will be playing one time on a Monday night. That much I know. I believe, right? I don't think that a team plays more than once on Monday night. So keep that in mind. We bringing that, and then like I said, we bring in the gambling aspect of it. 6 for 6, and the 6 for 6 is strictly prime example. Week 1 of the schedule. When week 1 come, if you feel like you're in a gambling mood, pick 6 teams. DM me your 6 teams that you picked to win, and if you get them all right, yes, you will get attribute points. If you lose, you will lose attribute points. So think about it before you put in for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the good and the bad about playing the gambling, to get the 6 for 6 that we bring into the league. We ain't just here to say if you get all 6 right, you get attribute points. What I say, Claude, we bringing gambling to the league, but we not gambling with money. We gambling with attribute points. So what we doing is we doing this thing called 6 for 6. Every week, any one of y'all can pick 6 teams that you feel like is going to win. All you got to do is DM me your 6 teams. All 6 of those teams must win. That's why it's called 6 for 6. If all 6 of those teams win, you get some attribute points. If one team loses, you lose attribute points. So again, it's gambling. We bringing gambling to the league. You know what I'm saying? We bringing Vegas out here to the league. We ain't asking for no money. We gambling with attribute points. We gonna see. Most of you guys will bet on yourself. All right, cool. So there you go. You got, we doing parlays, bro. We bringing it all. We bringing it all in here to the leagues. You know what I'm saying? They got the gambling going down in real life. Why not bring it in here? But we ain't trying to charge nobody. You know what I'm saying? But again, if y'all want to do money and keep it light, like let's say dollars, we ain't got to do nothing crazy. We can do dollar bills. You know what I'm saying? We can do that. Nah, you ain't got to pick no underdog. You could just pick six guys, 6 teams that you feel like going to win. You ain't got to pick an underdog, 6 wins, but it's going to be hard because I'm telling you, there's at least normally one upset every week. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Nobody goes undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get a couple of losses on their season. So I don't care who you see playing. You say, yo, I'm picking this dude, not realizing that he can go down. And another thing, like I say, you can do it more than once. You know what I'm saying? You can do it more than once. Yeah, attribute points, bro. Attribute points. We ain't here to shake nobody for no money. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do attribute points. The same way you can win attribute points, same way you can lose attribute points. So we're gonna see who's feeling low, who's feeling in a gambling mood. So come week 1, y'all see the schedule. You feel like you could pick 6 winners, pick your 6 winners, send me it in the DM, and boom, there you go. Yes, that's your you know what I'm saying? That's how you going to do it. Another gambling thing that we bring in to the league is called suicide. I don't know if a lot of you guys bet the NFL, you know what I'm saying, to know what suicide is, but suicide is simply this. And this is something that you won't get to the end of the year, though. This is something that lasts for the whole season. And you will get something nice if you win. Suicide is this. But again, if here's the thing about suicide. The bigger prize that you can win is the bigger downgrade you can get. Suicide is this. Every week, you got to pick one team to win. Just one. You got to do that every week from week 1 to the end of the season. Now, here's the catch. You only allowed to pick that team one time. So in other words, week 1, if you pick the Packers, if you see the Packers play against, let's say me, You pick, let's say I play the Packers week 1 and you pick the Packers to beat me. That means you used your Packers pick for the season. You can't pick the Packers no more. You know what I mean? So that's the catch with suicide. It sounds easy to pick one team every week, and it pretty much is. But guess what? Once you get past all your teams that's guaranteed picks, you will now have to start, picking other teams who you might kind of be on the fence about. So again, those are the three things that we bring into the league. The first thing we bring in is Monday night. Anybody involved in a primetime game on Monday night, the winner will get some attribute points. And that's not no gambling, nothing. That's just something that I'm doing just for being involved in a Monday night if you win. I don't want to do game of the week because, again, I feel like game of the weeks is only going to be top guys that's involved in the game of the week. Week 1 or week 2 Monday night, you might see 2 teams that's going to finish under 500. But guess what? At least one of them teams got a chance to benefit from playing on Monday night. So this upcoming season, Monday night, if you're involved in the Monday night game and you win, you will get a couple of attribute points. That is no gambling involved. That's just something that I'm just doing, period. The other 2 factors is gambling. You don't have to play, but, you're more than welcome. And again, the first one that I introduced is called 6 for 6. 6 for 6, you got to pick 6 teams. You got to get them all 6 right. If you get one wrong, you lose attribute points. You win attribute points. The other one is called suicide. Every week, you got to pick one team. And again, you don't have to play. This is just something that's being offered to y'all. Suicide is you pick one team every week. After you pick that one team, you can no longer pick that team again. And again, you will have to DM me your teams so it won't be no confusion, nothing about you told me, nothing. Everything must be in writing. You got to send me the DM and let me know who you picking. You know what I mean? And if you decide to play the suicide, there is no, you play week 1 and that's it. You in. Once you play 1 week of suicide, you're going to have to keep picking for the rest of the week. So think about it. Think about it. Now, if you win, it's just something that you're not getting to the end of the season. And if you lose, whatever you lose, you won't lose it to the end of the season. So just think about it. You know what I'm saying? And suicide, I've played that in real life for money. And it's the same concept that I'm telling you. Everybody got to pay, like, let's say it's $20 a man. And you got, let's say 20 people. Then, you do the math. And then it's like whoever is left standing at the end of the season get all the bread. And if it's more than one person that's still standing, they split the money. You know what I mean? So that's how suicide go in real life for money. But we ain't playing for money. We playing for the suicide thing. I don't think I'm gonna do attribute points. I think I'm gonna do an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna do an upgrade for that because being that you're waiting all season for that, that's gonna be an upgrade. Now again, you get to pick. Here's another thing that's part of that. You get to pick whoever you want to upgrade one. If he's a superstar, you can put him to X Factor. But you got to tell me what player you're using before it's all said and done. Because guess what? Whatever player that you have, if he could go up a +1, he's going down a +1. So let's say you got a wide receiver who's a superstar, and you say, "Yo, I'm using it for my wide receiver. That's who I want." And if you win it, he goes up to X Factor. But if he's a superstar and you don't win, he now goes down to star. So just something to think about. You know what I mean? Again, maybe nobody gonna play nothing, and that's fine. But I'm just letting y'all know we bringing Vegas to the leagues. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's feeling a little lucky, hey, all you gotta do is shoot me a DM, and we go from there. The suicide is gangster. I'm telling you now, the suicide is ill, and the suicide is raw, because you could start out your first 10 weeks, you could be hot. You picking all your guys that gonna win these games, but trust me, once you get past those guys, everything else is like, yo, you start hoping these dudes come through in the clutch. So We bringing that to the league. I'm going to bring it to all my leagues. I'm not going to do AGS right now because we're in the middle of the season, but that will be brought to AGS next season. That's why I put this. That's why I put this live in both chats. So anybody that's in AGS that's paying attention, that's listening, can hear also what's going to be brought over there. But we already in the off season, so I'm just letting it be known. This is what we got going on for the upcoming season. We got the Vegas aspect coming, baby. You know what I mean? We're going to see. Some of you guys like to gamble. So we're going to see how much you like to gamble, you know? How much do you know about the league? You know, who do you believe in? You know, you got guys over there talking about the AFC so tough, so raw. Okay. Put your money where your mouth is. Pick them guys. Nah, no fair sims. Fair sims and forced wins don't count. It's games got to be played. You know? Games got to be played. Ain't no fair sims, ain't no forced wins. Games have to be played. You know? So, and if you pick your 6 teams and one of them happen to be a fair sim or force, it's a wash. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Unless you know, depending how many games was played, I might let you substitute. But if a lot of games was already played, then it's cool. Don't worry about it. You just, you know, don't worry about it. It's just a wash. Just try again next week. You know what I mean? But it got to be 6 games that's played. You know what I mean? So again, to anybody that's just tuning in, we bringing the Vegas aspect to these leagues. We gambling, but we ain't gambling for money. We gambling with attribute points. You know? And like I said, we doing 6 for 6. You got to pick 6 teams, but you got to get them all 6 of them right. No spreads, just straight winners. Whoever you think gonna win, you know. And if they all win, you get attribute points. If you don't get all 6 right, you lose attribute points. And the other one is called suicide. Every week you pick one team to win, from week 1 all the way to the end of the season. But you only allowed to pick that team one time. After that, you no longer could pick that team. You know, so basically it's 18 weeks in the season and you got 32 teams. So every team plays 17 games? So you only have to pick 17 teams. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to touch guys that you know going to have a losing record. But the problem is 17 guys ain't going undefeated. You feel me? So that's what makes it, you know, real difficult. Now, you know, you may pick a guy who may only lose 1 game for the whole season, but guess what? He happened to lose that 1 game on the week that you picked him. And once you lose once, that's it. Suicide is over. You got to be perfect with the suicides. You got to pick every week. You got to get one team right in order to move on. The minute you pick a team that's wrong, that's it. Your guy gets downgraded. And then, like I said, if you decide to play, yeah, you're going to have to go through people's schedule. If you decide to play, you have to let me, if you decide to play suicide, you have to let me know which guy you're using the upgrade on. Whether it's going to be your starting quarterback, your running back, your cornerback, or receiver. And you only can upgrade him 1 notch. So if he's superstar, yes, you can bring him to X Factor. If he's star, yes, you can move him to superstar. If he's normal, yes, you can move him to star. Now, matter of fact, no, we're not even doing normals because I can't downgrade him if he's normal. So you can only do it on somebody that's a star, superstar, X Factor. You know what I mean? If you pick well, at this case, you only can do somebody that's star or super. Well, you could do an X Factor too. No, you can't do X Factor because you can't go no higher than that. So here's the thing. Here's what I'm gonna do. If you decide to use a guy, right, starting up, but if he's already X Factor, I gotta see how I'm gonna do that. Yes, yeah, we'll keep it simple. You're right. Star and superstar guys only. You know what I mean? So that's what we'll do. If you decide to play the suicide game, you can only use it on a star or superstar player. You can bring your star to a superstar, and you can bring your superstar to X Factor. You know what I mean? Or if you don't win, that superstar gonna go down to a star, or that star gonna go down to a normal. Think wisely, choose wisely, and let's see who's feeling like they want to gamble out here. But that's all I wanted to touch on. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be thinking, sometimes I just be thinking about different things to bring to the league. You know what I'm saying? And I just had to bring that aspect. So, now that y'all heard that, let the games begin. Now I'm just looking through guys over here in free agency. I can't believe Tua. And another thing, some of you guys is in the exact position that I said you was in season 1. Some of you guys, I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Some of you guys ain't gonna never recoup. Ain't gonna never be in a good money situation until damn near season 5. You know what I mean? Like, I went through some of you guys. I went through some of you guys' cap because I was looking at my cap, like my cap rooms. So I just kept pressing L2 to go through different teams. Some of you guys' cap space is minus. I don't know how you got minus, but some of you guys is minus. Some of you guys are horrible GMs. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying that for the longest, and some of you guys just ain't never gonna get it. This move right here that Rico did with Tua, horrible. How you trade Trevor Lawrence for Tua, and then now Tua is not even on your team? Like, what sense did that make? Yeah, you said you forgot the franchise him, but my dude, how do you forget the franchise your starting quarterback? But I know why you forgot the franchise him, because you didn't like him. Because you best to believe, if this was Lamar Jackson, you wouldn't have forgot to franchise him. You know what I'm saying? Or sign him. So you only forgot because you wasn't crazy about him from the jump. You didn't want Tua. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of them things where you was like, yeah, I'll get to it. I guess I'll franchise him. But you wasn't really locked in on them because, like I said, if it was Lamar, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, any of them type of dudes, you wouldn't have forgot to franchise the guy. You know what I'm saying? You would have been on that. So that just goes to show you never was big on Tua, which I never understood why you even traded for him. And then, like I say, some of you, and what makes some of y'all horrible GMs is that y'all be making these under the table trades. Like, if you're gonna nah, that's not the dumbest trade of the league though. It's up there, but that's not the dumbest trade. One of the dumbest trades, to be honest, the trades that the Raiders made with you. That was one of the dumbest trades also. If you're gonna trade, my thing is, what I don't understand about some of y'all is that some of y'all go out and make trades with a person that's talking to y'all. All right, cool. So if somebody opened up y'all eyes, and I can't believe I'm always talking about trades because, like, I just see that some of y'all just don't get it still. You know what I mean? And I always talk about these things because I try to help people. You know what I'm saying? To understand what I'm really trying to say. And I just want to see guys do better. You understand what I'm saying? That's all it is. I like parity. I don't like to see the same guys, now, don't get me wrong, playoff wise, it always gets shaken up. You always get guys that make a playoff that may not have made the season before. So I ain't talking about that. But there are certain guys that just don't make playoffs, never. And those are the guys that I try to help. And I always tell y'all, you can't be bad on the field and be bad off the field. If you was gonna trade Trevor Lawrence, why wouldn't you put him on the block in the chat just to see what offers you got? I guarantee you would have got a way better deal than Tua. How I know? Last Madden, I had the Jags. I traded Trevor Lawrence to Money Mascot. Guess what I got in return? Chase Young, the running back Gibson. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a quarterback. And I gave him Trevor Lawrence and I think a first-round pick. But that's what I'm saying. When you trade in franchise quarterbacks, superstar quarterbacks, you got to be getting some stuff in return. You understand? You trading away your future. I never did get a quarterback that was better than Trevor Lawrence, but I got a quarterback that was manageable. But I tell you one thing, getting Chase Young and that running back Gibson from Washington, it definitely was an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Rather than me just having Trevor Lawrence with no pass rusher and stuff like that. But some of you guys just make these trades that makes no sense at all. So you trade Trevor Lawrence for Tua, and then now you don't even have Tua, which means, yeah, remember, exactly, bro. Remember that. Remember I had the Jags, you know what I'm saying? I had Chase Young. I had, what's his name from the Packers? What's his name? J.A. Alexander. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, yeah, exactly. You got to make moves. Like, when you trading power stuff, you're supposed to get power stuff. No way I'm trading Trevor Lawrence for Tua. No way in the world. Unless, don't get me wrong, now if Tua, yeah, Gibson was a superstar too, the running back from Washington. Now if you trading for a Tua, you know, Tua gotta have like 90 speed like a Justin Fields. Like, it has to be something electric about him. You look at Tua, 82 speed, trash. Throwing power, 88, trash. All these accuracy numbers is nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was nothing there. You know what I'm saying? So I never understood the trade. So now you traded your starting quarterback only to now be in season 3 with no quarterback. Where was the logic in that trade? None at all. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand some of the moves that you guys be making. Like, I really don't. Like, I try to, you know, say little things, say little pointers, but man. And then some of you guys want to always talk about guys that's always trading. Well, guess what? Some of you guys need to start trading. Some of you guys don't get out there and make no type of moves, and then wondering why your teams never even. And I ain't even saying you need to trade for players, but some of you guys have these old guys on your team, right? Who's still good, superstar X factor. But if you know, and this is what I mean by not knowing your lane. If you know you somebody that still need work, guess what? Get rid of them older nice dudes and bring in some draft picks. You understand? Like, why are you holding on to them knowing that you're not even going to sign them? And then your record is not even the position that you're going to be in the playoffs. That's hustling backwards. You know what I'm saying? So you say, you know, like I say, people always want to say, oh, you guys always trading. Well, guess what? Some of you guys need to start getting on that trading wave. You know what I'm saying? And no, I'm not saying you need to be trading for players. Some of y'all just need to trade for draft picks. You know what I'm saying? To bring in pieces for your team. You know? So I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's crazy because some of you guys be talking to me about stuff, right? Like, I'm y'all GM of y'all teams. You know, y'all hit me up asking me questions, and I don't mind chopping it up with y'all. But, you know, y'all be so quick to dismiss people that's reaching out to y'all for trades. Don't be so fast to dismiss guys. You know, that's something to consider. You know, if you know, and this is what I'm saying, like, this is what I mean by not knowing your lane. If you see a guy that's always making a playoff, you know, going after an OG, that's nice. You know, like let's say Bobby Wagner. Let's go to Bobby Wagner, right? Bobby Wagner is 34 years old. He's still X Factor, right? So, well, here's what I'm saying. If one of you guys have Bobby Wagner on your team that's not making the playoffs, and somebody hits you up, even if he is a playoff contender, that playoff contender want Bobby Wagner, yo, you might want to consider giving him up if he's offering you some picks. You understand? Because if you ain't going nowhere, you're going to sign a 34-year Wagner back at the end of the year. You might as well go ahead and get rid of him and bring you in a first or something, whatever you can get that's good. I ain't saying trading for no 4th-round pick, but get you a couple of good draft picks, and now you go ahead and get you something that's young because you ain't going nowhere anyway. So why hold on to Bobby Wagner? But if you somebody that feel like you trying to swing for the fence, then yeah, you might want to go ahead and snatch up a Bobby Wagner. This is what I mean by knowing your lane. Some of you guys don't know what your lane is. You know what I mean? Like, you look at what other guys do and think that go for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, well, then, yeah, that's true too, Bat. But at the same time, I honestly can't agree with that. Because even if you're a dude that's winning the Super Bowl, if you tell me, yo, I give you this year's first and next year's first for 34-year-old X Factor Bobby Wagner, yo, Bat, take him. I'm not going to tell you no because you win the bowl. Guess what? I can't get caught up into what you're doing. I got to worry about what I'm doing with my own team. You know what I'm saying? So again, if somebody's offering me something I can't refuse, yo, I gotta take that deal. There are some guys, and I ain't gonna call no names out. There are some guys that has good teams. I ain't gonna say which league, but there are some guys that got good teams, and I tell guys, listen, you might want to put a certain player on the block just to see what offers you get for him. I be saying that. Like, there's nothing wrong with putting somebody on the block, even if you know you're not going to trade them. Because guess what? You might get something, you might get an offer that you cannot refuse. You understand? But if you just don't say nothing and you just losing, then what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I try to give guys little pointers about, things that they might want to consider, Because I'm telling you now, a lot of guys reach out to me in the DM, you know what I'm saying, asking me questions, you know what I'm saying, about different things, and I'm here to answer it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no dude that's just on some old, yo, don't ask me nothing. It's like, nah, man, if I can help, I can help. You know what I'm saying? But some of y'all just be making the most, outrageous moves that I just don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't. And I'm telling you now, like I said, in this league, some of you guys are just screwed. Some of you guys are gonna have to really make some moves that you're not gonna want to make just to clear out some hope over there in that franchise. Some of you guys wrecked your franchise in season 1, and I told y'all that. You know what I'm saying? With the crazy trades that y'all was making, between that and you probably overspending on guys in free agency, some of y'all are broke. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all owe money. Some of y'all's in the red. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, like, y'all guys better wake up. I'm telling you, you guys better wake up, man. Like, for real. Like, you look around and be like, yo, why I ain't got no money for this? Why? And I'm not clearing nobody cap. You know what I mean? So whatever situation you in, yo, you gonna have to figure a way. You gonna have to figure a way out of that. You got to figure a way out of there. I'm telling you, man. Like, some of y'all are screwed big time. Some of y'all are screwed big time. And the thing is, like, some of y'all made trades in season 1, and the people that y'all traded for is not even on y'all team. So, like, if there was no big plans for the future with these guys, why did you even bring them on? Why did you get rid of your best player only to now not have these guys on your team? Like, where was the logic? Where was the logic in these moves that y'all was making? So I don't know, man. I mean, it is what it is, and I'm telling you now, I know exactly who these guys are. So if any of y'all quit the league, y'all can't come back. Not this Madden, not next Madden. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's real whack and that's weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not doing that. If you made your bed, you gotta lay in it. You know what I'm saying? So again, I already went through most of the teams. I'm gonna look at everybody's team. I'm gonna finish doing that to look at their cap room. And anybody that quit the league because they just don't like the position that they in, that's it. You could never come back to my league. You know, we're not doing that because now, now I gotta replace somebody with the mess that you created, that you left behind. And that's not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? So we're not here for that, man. You know what I mean? If you made this bed, you gotta lay in it. You know what I mean? You gotta lay in it. Like I've been warning y'all about these stupid trades that y'all be making, and then now it's gonna come back to bite y'all. You know what I'm saying? It really is. Some of y'all ain't got no bread, and it's cool. It's cool right now because this free agency is kind of trash. You know what I'm saying? To me, some of y'all may feel different, but this free agency class is trash. So, but I'm just saying, even after that, like y'all money's still not gonna get better. Like some of y'all owe serious bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even know the beginning, even where to tell y'all to get out that hole because I never put myself in any of the holes that some of y'all are in. And anybody know with my leagues, we rock out to the end of Madden. There ain't no reboots. There ain't no clear no caps. There ain't none of that. So whatever hole you in, you gotta dig yourself out of there yourself. That's it. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you nothing else. But some of y'all are just screwed. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on them things. I'm just over here browsing at a couple of free agents, see if I could. I know one thing. I'm not trying to compete with nobody for none of these free agents. You know what I'm saying? If I can't get one on my own, I'll pass. Because I ain't really seeing nothing that's really worth going out on a limb for. There are a couple of guys that can help, fill a couple of holes, but there ain't no studs. There ain't no studs on here at all, Oh, Pittman is there. Oh, okay. Kareem Hunt. See, I ain't even gonna say nothing. I ain't even gonna say nothing. Like this, is the stuff that I'm talking about. And yeah, Saints, Cameron Jordan, on some BS. You another one. You was getting offers for Cameron Jordan. Why wouldn't you give him up to get draft picks? You know what I'm saying? Like now he's here in free agency, and now you got nothing for him. So you didn't make the playoffs, you didn't compete, and you lost the player, and you didn't bring in nothing. You didn't bring in nothing for him. It's not really, making too much sense, my dude. You know? Judy on here. I mean, it's a couple of names on here, but, nothing crazy, nothing crazy at all. Steph Gilly's on here. Steph Gilly. Oh, I'm just realizing, I forgot. All these interest bars I'm looking at, this for my team. So Steph Gilly's interested in us. Renfro, Cameron Jordan interested in us. Might have a spot for you, X Factor, Cameron Jordan. Might have a spot for you over there in Philly, baby. Might. I don't know. We gotta see how our bread. Gotta see how our bread going looking after we cut a couple of guys or whatever. So free agency ain't really looking. Bobby G, still a OG. Had to let my boy Fletcher Cox walk. You know what I mean? Oh, Montez Sweat on here? I ain't even peeped that. So wait a minute. Who oh, this was what's the name? Rick James. Rick, how you let Sweat go? You gave up a top 10 pick to Black Star. You gave up a top 10 pick for Black Star for him last season, and you ain't even got him now. So why did you even give up your top 10 pick? Wow, some of you guys, man, some of you guys be making the craziest moves. Like for you to trade and give up, and the pick that you gave up was a dope pick. You gave up like a top 5 or top 6 pick for Montez Sweat, and then now you don't even have Sweat on your team. Man, you guys be making some crazy moves. You know, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. But he ended up going to the Texans, and now the Texans don't even have him. So the Texans don't have Sweat, and the Texans traded that dope draft pick. I don't understand that. You guys don't be, you probably didn't have the money, but you guys got to look at y'all money, man. Y'all not just players, y'all GMs. Y'all got to look at y'all money. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't be looking at y'all money to see what y'all can and can't do. Y'all just be out here just making moves, thinking that everything is sweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to look at y'all bread. Y'all got to look at y'all bread, man. Like, that's very important. Like, you guys ain't doing that. You guys ain't paying attention to the stuff off the field. Y'all just looking at names. Y'all getting caught up in the hype. Man, y'all gotta look at y'all money, yo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta look at y'all money. Cause how you trade for Montez Sweat and he not on your team now made no sense. That's a lose-lose situation. And this was another move. This was another move, you know, which I didn't understand that the Raiders did. Raiders another horrible GM. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you give up? How you? Man, I don't even want to get into that. I don't even want to get into that, man. These guys is crazy, yo. These guys is crazy. And wonder how they end up in the same position. I mean, there's a couple of guys on here that could fill a couple of holes, but you know, again, nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy at all. I'm just looking through the names, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Just looking through, just browsing to fully see what's here. Man, you guys are horrible GMs, man. Word, like, y'all dudes be tweaking. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's a lot of, you know, the thing is, there's not a lot of big names on here, but there is a couple of guys on here that could, you know, like I said, fill in some holes, you know. I mean, y'all ready for this next season? I know I am. I ain't gonna front, like, I'm ready for next season, like, now. My boy Tom Brady went to X Factor. I'm still bugging off of that. Tom Brady's probably the only player on this game that can be 46 years old, turn 47 and go from superstar to X Factor. You know what I mean? Pearl won the Super Bowl last year with Aaron Rodgers, and even Aaron Rodgers retired after the first year. Yeah, Tom Brady went to X Factor, bro. And he was a superstar when I had him last year, but he went to X Factor. I was worrying about him retiring. I was having so much fun playing with Tom Brady. I ain't want him to retire, but not only didn't he retire, he's coming back as the X Factor. You know what I mean? So, man, Tom Brady's just different. He's different in real life, and he's different on this game. You know? Um, but yeah, man, listen, we here for the Tom Brady era, baby. This will probably be his last year. I don't know, but we gotta make the most of it. But I'm definitely ready for next season. I ain't gonna lie. The anticipation is like, this season 3. A lot of guys team gonna get better, but then there gonna be guys who teams got worse, getting worse. You know, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for season 3. You know. But yeah, so just keep in mind everything that I said, y'all. We bringing Vegas over here to the leagues. We got the gambling aspect going on now. So, anybody that's just tuned in, watch the early part of the video. You'll hear everything that I said about Monday night games. Now we doing something for Monday night primetime games. And we bringing the gambling aspect to the league, but not for money, for attribute points. So tune in for that. It's gonna be interesting. So I heard that the draft is still messing up. I thought the draft was fixed. I thought they put in a patch for that, unless that patch didn't come out yet. But so I guess we will be skipping the draft. I thought we was gonna be drafting, but look like we're gonna be skipping the draft again. So it is what it is. Let's just get season 3 here. Let's get season 3 up and running. Let's get season 3 up and running. But yeah, so that's the situation, y'all. I ain't gonna keep y'all no longer. And again, no commissioners get hit. It says eval offers, whatever eval stand for. I don't know what eval stand for, but in order to activate that, you must hit L3. Please, no commissioners, do not hit L3, because once you hit that, anybody can start signing with guys that's got a bid put on them. You know what I mean? So let's not hit that. And for whatever reason, if it happens to come on, because we had this problem at AGS that all of a sudden it got activated, but I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know who did it. It looked like nobody did it, because none of the commissioners benefited from it. Like, I can see if it was activated and all the commissioners saying they didn't do it, but one of the commissioners just so happened to nail one of the top free agents, then that looks real skeptical. But none of the commissioners had any good signings, so I don't know what made it activate, but it activated over there in AGS. So again, if for whatever reason that happens over here and guys sign with people before we advance, the beauty that they gave the commissioners now is that we can take the signing away and put the guy back in free agency. So again, keep in mind, we're not advancing till tomorrow. So come tomorrow, man, if any one of you guys, because these eval stage got activated and guys signed with you, I'm taking it off and putting them back in free agency. So, just keep that in mind. But yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I just wanted to go over a couple of things as far as what I'm bringing new to the league. Like I said, we bringing gambling over here to the league now. Monday night, anybody that's playing on a Monday night, the winner will get a couple of attribute points. I don't want to say just for playing you get attribute points, because that's just what the schedule is made up. But if you are involved in a Monday night game, knowing that you'll get a couple of attribute points, that should make you play even harder to win. And again, the beauty about that is that you might have 2 teams playing on a Monday night that's under 500. I think it's cool. I don't want to just keep doing something for game of the week guys that I'm choosing, because it's only going to be for guys that's winning, top guys. At least whatever the schedule play out for Monday night, however they got it is how they got it. You know what I mean? So If you got two guys that's struggling playing each other, guess what? The winner of that game will get something. You know what I mean? So that's how we trying to do it. We're trying to spread love for everybody. You know, we want everybody to not feel left out. We want everybody to feel like they're a part of something. We want everybody to feel like they got something to play for. So that's how we try to do it, you know? And like I said, as far as the gambling aspect that we bring in, I already went over that. We got 6 for 6 and we got suicide coming, you know? So, that's something that we want to do, man. We want to always add little things to the league to make it feel like this is real life. You know, in real football, there's gambling on every single thing. You know, and I'm not as afraid to try nothing in the league. You know, I'm always down to think about what I could bring to the league to add it to make it more fun. That's just what it is. So, you know, stay tuned for that, man. So, you know, week 1, season 3 will be tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Keep that in mind. Season 3 is kicking off tomorrow. You know, I'm hyped for season 3. I can't wait, you know. We had a good season, you know what I'm saying? We had a good season, you know. We went against the Cards and got blown out against number 1 seed, but a lot of that is due to our silliness, you know. We had way too many picks. Didn't play right, you know what I'm saying? Didn't play right, played one-dimensional, didn't give Miles Sanders no touches, and we paid for it. But I will say we knocked off the number 2 seed over there in Tampa Bay, you know, on the road. So guess what? Successful season. You know what I'm saying? Successful season. Anybody who, the first season, season 1, if you're somebody who missed the playoffs and you only had 3 wins in the first season, and this season, that right here in season 2, you missed the playoffs and you had 6 wins, guess what? Successful season. So what, you didn't make the playoffs? You building. You understand? So what you cannot do, though, is come season 3, go down to 4 wins. You got to improve. You got to keep improving. So season 1, you had 3 wins. Season 2, you got 6 wins. Season 3, you got to go for 7, 8, 9 wins. You know what I'm saying? You can't go backwards, though. You know what I mean? You got to improve. So, you know, keep that in mind. You know what I mean? But yeah, season 3 will be here tomorrow. We kicking off. And anybody who want to get down with the gambling, all you got to do is shoot me a DM or whatever, and we make it happen. But I'll see y'all on the next 5th quarter, which will be week 1 of the new season. Until then, I'll holla.